Hello, welcome to Gems from John, part 20, reading from chapter 20. It's the morning of the resurrection of Jesus. Now Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over to look inside the tomb and saw two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They have taken my Lord away," she said, "and I don't know where they've put him." At this she turned round and saw Jesus standing there, but she didn't realize that it was him. He asked her, "Woman, why are you crying? Who is it you are looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I'll get him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned towards him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said, "Don't hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go instead to my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went to the disciples with the news, "I have seen the Lord." And she told them that he had said these things to her. The Gospel of John starts with a new revelation. The Old Testament had been full of times when the word of the Lord came to patriarch, prophet, priest, king, and judge. The New Testament, the beginning of John, starts with something new. The word of the Lord is now a person. The word of the Lord is an incarnation. The word of the Lord is the person of Jesus Christ. He is the expression of the Father's heart. He is that which is spoken from the very core and heart of God. He is the revelation of God. He is the Word. The Bible is second to the person. The Word is a person. The Word is then a book. And then the Word is prophetic. God speaking to you, specifically to you, about a situation in your life now and how that projects into the future. Never forget that. The person, the book, the prophetic. So it starts with a new revelation. The end of John finishes with two new people. A new woman. I've already said at the time of Jesus' life, women were one up from dogs. Very few rights, very little social standing. Their testimony was worth nothing in court. They were not called to be witnesses. It's in the amazing wonder and the nature and the character of God that God reverses that. And on the resurrection morning, the first witness, the first apostolic witness to the resurrection of Jesus is not a man, it's a woman. A woman who had been there at the beginning, a woman who had followed him and loved him and devoted herself to him, a woman who had supported Jesus' ministry out of her own means. And Mary Magdalene is there. And she loved him so much that through the trauma and the grief that she was going through, she bypassed that to still go and serve and minister to him even in his death. And she encounters the risen Christ. And he tells her and he commissions her, "Go and tell my brothers, go and tell my apostles. A new type of woman. The kingdom creates new creations. Mary Magdalene is the figurehead of a new type of woman. A woman who knows Jesus for herself. Not second-hand, but through an encounter herself. Through her own love and devotion, she had a deep and meaningful relationship with Jesus one-to-one. This time of lockdown is a time where the women of God should have opportunity to spend time one-to-one with Jesus. A time to get closer to him. Let me encourage you to go to him, because here is a man who will never ever turn you away. Here is a man who will always be interested in what you've got to say. Here is a man who will never fail you, never reject you, never let you down, and never ever not be interested in what you're saying. Sisters, now is your time.